I certainly support what Cheng is talking about, the idea of a Article 5 convention. But I also think we need to get clear on what the type of legislative change is that this country needs right now and start pushing for it. And so that's what I want to talk about, that kind of legislative change. Now, we need to put this in a little bit of historical context. We, of course, have been dabbling with the idea of what was traditionally called publicly funded elections for a long time. We forgot that for 32 years, ever since Richard Nixon until Barack Obama, every single president was elected with public funding and benefited Republicans and Democrats alike. Ronald Reagan was the biggest beneficiary, running 3 times a national campaign using public funds. And the striking thing people forget about this is that when they ran with public funds, they were not fundraising while they were these candidates. So in his second time running, Ronald Reagan had 0 fundraisers as a candidate for president. In this election cycle, Barack Obama had twice as many fundraisers as public rallies. He had 101 rallies and 221 fundraisers. So it radically changed what it means to be a candidate, and obviously I don't think there are many people in this room that think it changed it for the better. But we need to recognize that the model of public funding, that was the model of the presidential public funding system, is flawed in a number of important respects. The one thing Barack Obama did teach us was the extremely important value in having a system where people participated in the funding by small dollar contributions. That was extremely important in getting people invigorated, getting them behind the candidate, and building the movement of a new candidate. So what we've seen since that time is a whole series of proposals for what I called in my talk the kind of small dollar funded campaigns, bottom-up citizen funded campaigns. And right now on the horizon, there are basically 4 examples out there to think about. The first example is one that was almost passed by the House just in the fall of 2010, called the Fair Elections Now Act. And the Fair Elections Now Act is a proposal that basically allows a candidate to get matching funds for small dollar contributions taken in, and they get a certain amount of money as a payment once they qualify at a certain level. That proposal is still out there, but there's a number of competing proposals that I think are actually more interesting and have more vitality behind them. One of them has been pushed by Democracy 21 and Brennan Center, and this is another matching fund-like proposal. But what distinguishes it from the other 2 that I'm going to talk about is that it's matching funds for larger dollar contributions. So if the objective is to increase the number of people who are participating, meaning the number of people making contributions, this is benefiting people making larger contributions, not necessarily benefiting and creating lots of incentives for the smaller contributions. And some have calculated that half of the public money in that system would be directed towards large dollar contributions, leading some to wonder, should we be subsidizing rich people giving money to political candidates? The second proposal that's out there is a proposal just introduced about 6 weeks ago by Congressman John Sarbanes, son of Paul Sarbanes from Maryland. This is called the Grassroots Democracy Act. And the Grassroots Democracy Act is a very ambitious effort to create a series of incentives to give members a reason to opt into funding their campaigns with small dollar contributions only. So it has a matching fund component, it has a tax credit component, it has a component that creates a special kind of a pilot for what I was talking about as vouchers, and it has what it calls a people's fund, which tries to skirt the constitutional concerns around giving money as a